Hey guys, it's Sam. This is technically my third Hobonichi order for 2021. That is funny to me because I wasn't even going to order anything from Hobonichi. Oh, if you're ready for some confusion, then I hope that you enjoy this video. I'm hoping that as I take these things out of the package and talk through them with you, that maybe, just maybe, I'll understand what is going on for 2021 more than I do at the moment. I keep going back and forth, and I just feel like the more it goes along, the more confused I become. So before the Hobonichi release, I was going to just stick in my B6 Slim Nanami journal there, and I had, of course, my rings, and I had no thoughts for using Hobonichi. Then I thought that I was going to be using a weeks for scripture, which did not work out. So when the whole, gosh, what even happened? So I have been using the Cousin as my memory planner, which that's not even that one. I was using it as my memory planner and journal. I had moved into this, and so then I was like, well, if I'm gonna get a weeks and I'm gonna get a Cousin, then I'll go ahead and place the order. And then I was out of a job, and that all happened, and I decided that I was going to go into the A6, and I placed my second order, and that didn't work out. So then I was like, well, if I'm not going to use the A6 like that, then I'll go ahead and use it for something else. And I've been using it quite happily as a spiritual journal. I've been putting scripture. This was like the last day that I tried to plan in this, but then I also put scripture here. And so I've just been putting little bits of scripture from the scripture readings that I'm doing every day and utilizing it like that. And then I was like, well, if I'm not using it as a planner, then I don't need the little time marks or any of that. So what I ended up doing was selling my Japanese version, selling my weeks, selling my weekly cover. I have a few B6 Slim covers that I still need to part with. And I was like, everything, just hold on. And then I had decided to order the full Cousin for 2021 because I had only ordered the Avec. No, I didn't order it. Actually, I ended up getting it, but I was going to order one, but I couldn't find one. Someone kindly sent this to me to use for the rest of the year. And I only did that because it was so far into the year. And I was like, of course I'm going to want the full book for next year. So I went ahead and ordered that with my first Hobonichi order. And now I've gotten so accustomed to this slim book that I was like, maybe that's not what I want after all. So many of my plans have changed, but I am enjoying the A6 for scripture. I had two feelings about that. I actually ordered the A6 Nanami because I thought, what if I have lots of things to say and I need extra room? But then I thought, having a dated version is going to keep me, it's going to keep me on track. You know, it's kind of like accountability. It has dates, and scripture should be something that's, you know, way up there on the priority list. And so I need that accountability, if nothing else, just to write a snippet. And maybe that means that, sorry, they package this really well from JetPens. Maybe that means I have another notebook, a larger notebook that I end up putting more Bible study stuff in, but just keeping a scripture that is meaningful to me in my reading every day, I think is a good habit. And then if you don't have a lot of time, then at least you're doing something. That was my thought. So I have here the English Techo planner to do that. I've already sold and shipped off my Japanese version, but the reason why I decided to do that and choose this instead is because if I'm not using it as a planner, so I don't need these top like main to-dos or anything like that up here, and then I don't need a timeline because I'm not using it as a planner. So for the English version, the differences that I like, if you're not going to be utilizing these helps as a planner, especially, are that you have in English the bold Monday and the month and the week, and then you have the date, and it's all very bold. Of course, if you're into the quotes at the bottom, which I am not, then you have the quotes in English, and then you have the little calendar here that's in English. The other differences are in the English version, the days are all the same except for the weekends, and then the little edges here are all the same except for the weekends. And in the Japanese version, you have a color variation here off to the side to help you find your months, which I do like that. I'm not really sure why they do that differently in here. And then, of course, instead of the whole timeline, you just have noon and then a fork and a knife. This could be, if that, you know, bullet journal kind of style of thing works for you, this would be a lovely planner to use. And I don't have confusion about this, which is not what I need help with. My confusion comes from the cousin part. So with the cousin, I'm used to the avec now, and I hadn't really thought about it a whole lot, but then when my husband was talking about getting the day free version, one of the reasons why he said that he wanted the day free is because the larger books that are fatter, he felt his hand was raised too high on, and that he liked the idea of a thin notebook to be as close to his writing surface as possible. And I was like, wait a minute, I've gotten used to that too. Is that going to drive me nuts? And so I went to JetPens on a whim and saw that they had some things back in stock. Now, the thing that I didn't like is that they were back in stock, but I didn't get a restock notification for several days. And so by the time I would have waited for the restock notification, they likely would have been gone. So this is the avec. And so if you'll humor me for a moment, here's where my thinking is. And I've got my like pros and cons list. So maybe something will strike one of you and you'll be like, nope, this sounds like it's the best decision for you. So I have the full year and I have an avec. Now I've gotten used to it being in this Chic Sparrow folio. This is a creme. I have the added closure to it so that it can, you know, stay closed. And I like how flat it is. I do put some stickers in my weeks and some washi. This is a memory planner for me. And so I like that it's staying thin. On the other hand of that, however, is I do sometimes like to switch out and use different color covers. So while I really like, which I was thinking that I would not like how thin this is in the Chic Sparrow notebook, but I've definitely gotten used to it being very thin. But I did order from Amazon Japan the black and orange from last year, the cover. And so my thought was, will I like a thin notebook if I decide to move into this? Will I like that as much as I'm liking it in the Chic Sparrow? And maybe for that one, I would prefer the thicker notebook. And so I'm very torn. I'm really happy with this particular setup exactly as it is, and I like that it's staying thin, and I like knowing that I can add some things and it's not going to get really big and bulky. But if I don't like that with other covers, should I keep the full year and do that instead and just let it be what it is? So at the moment, I have no idea what to do, and I need to make a decision because either of these will get sold. I'm not going to keep both of them. And my husband, I had already asked him if he would want the whole like dated version, and he doesn't want that stress upon him. He really wants the undated day free. So I'm not going to be giving him whichever one I decide not to choose. So I need to choose soon so that I can sell the other, but I really don't know what to do. And since I was doing the order anyway, I ordered both of the planners, and then this kiddo washi had been in my wish list for a while, so I went ahead and picked that up. And it's really pretty. I don't find myself using this washi as much as the ones on rolls, but this design was just Oh, and the flower. Oh, it's so pretty. So I really like nature and browns, and so I was really drawn to this design. So I went ahead and added that to my order. And then my favorite pen at the moment, which it's really interesting what happens when you shop your hoard. So I was looking for something the other day in one of my pen holders, and honestly, this is not the pen that I was looking for. I was looking for a different pen, and I stumbled upon my Energel, the Pentel Energel, and I don't know if this is Tradio or Tradio, one of the two, but I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, that pen, I remember that pen, I like that pen. So I went ahead and pulled it out, and I had been using an Energel in my weekly pages. Like I've said before, if you're leaving your pages open and you have time to allow them to dry, then you're able to have more options for pens than you are if you're, unless you have a blotter page in between. I don't worry as much about what pen I use when I'm using the Hobonichi products the way I am now. And so with the Energel pen, I was looking for a 0.5 needle point to see, because I was thinking that the 0.7 was a little bit too fat and wet for the pages, just as a aesthetic point of view, not working for the paper. And I found this and remembered it, and I was like, I wonder if that will work with my Malden pen loop, because Malden pen loops are notoriously small. And so I usually use a friction pen in my planner pages, but this worked really well, and I've been using my Energel pen in my Malden. So I decided, since I was buying these other things anyway, that I would buy these matching pens. And I thought, look how beautiful this one will go. Even this brown one. So I forget the name. I don't know if it's on my invoice or not. Let me see the names of them. Yes, this one is considered the white body, and these are we're just going to go with Tradio. Pentel Tradio Energel Nature Matte Body. So this one is shiny and these are matte, and this one is considered white, and this one is considered brown. And so these do come with a 0.7, but I have refills for the needle 0.5. So I thought that these would be beautiful additions, and since I already had my order in, I figured why not. They are like 10 bucks, I think, a piece, but really good pens. And for me, if I can find a pen that fits in my Malden pen loop. Oh no, these are fatter. Oh no. See, I was super excited about that. These are fatter than this one. Well, they're still gonna look great with my other notebooks. Well, poop. I mean, you can train, they say you can train your Malden pen loops, but so far I haven't really done that, so we'll see. But they're beautiful pens nonetheless. I wonder what the difference in this one is then. But anyway, if you're looking for a nice matte nature looking pen, this might be the one for you. Anyway, so any advice for what to do about which book to keep? I feel like I have my pros and cons list, and I feel like they're too equaled out and I can't make a decision. At this point, I feel like I'm paralyzed. So this, good to go. Glad I changed over to the English version for what I'm using the book for. This is a spring start. I will quit using this one at the last day of 2020. I don't know if I'll continue and use these pages for something else, but I will be moving into this on January 1st. So this is good to go. This is the problem. this is the problem right here, the cousin. What would you do? Based on the things that I said, what would you decide? 1 book, 2 books? Please help me in the comments below. I really, really would appreciate it. This, I'd like to say before leaving, this was the first time I remember, and I've been ordering from JetPens a really long time. This is the first time I personally remember having FedEx. It could be that that's a faint memory, that it's happened maybe once before, but this is the only time that I for sure remember getting a JetPens order from FedEx. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new around here and don't want to miss out on future videos, like which of these I in the end decide on keeping, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much as always for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye guys.